Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. I'm Aero Veloce, and today I wanted to talk about one of the companies that I find the most exciting in sim racing right now. There are a lot of new up-and-coming sim racing brands, but one that stood out for me in particular was Asetek Simsports. Asetek is a company that created the all-in-one cooler, or AIO for short. It's an all-in-one unit to cool your CPU. It's got a radiator and a water pump all built in, and you don't need to service it. It's basically an easy way to water cool your PC. So most AIOs on the market are using Asetek's patented design. They also happen to be racing enthusiasts and even race their own car in GT3. Using their experience in manufacturing and racing, they're looking to bring that expertise to the sim racing market. I have been keeping an eye on them for a while now and been following their journey. And because of the innovations and progress I've been seeing from them, to me they're one of the most exciting companies in sim racing currently. They have some current and upcoming products that I hope will increase the competition and innovation in the sim racing space. I promise I'm not sponsored or anything, I'm just a hardware geek that's passionate about having the best racing experience. Now let's get into what they've done, what they're working on, and what I'd personally like to see from them in the future. Asetek is looking to create a sim racing ecosystem similar to brands like Fanatec. Typically, the benefit of an ecosystem is that if you're using all their products, everything works nicely together and you don't have to have like 10 different applications for every different device you're using. They have already started off with their first products, 2 different pedal sets, a hydraulic version and a slightly more affordable load cell version. While I can't speak from personal experience with these pedals, the reviews have been highly regarded. And if you've seen any of their videos on their products or future projects they're working on, you can definitely see that they're actually passionate about the products they're bringing to market. I hope one day I can experience them myself so I can give feedback and see if they really are worth being hyped up about. But one thing I am happy to see is they're already working on ways to improve their pedals for everybody's different tastes. Their brakes are designed to be very stiff, which I personally like, but not everybody feels the same. From what I've seen, they're actually listening to their community and they're working on a long travel kit for those customers that want slightly more travel in their brake pedal. I always love a company that listens to their community and works to provide quick solutions for them. I would say the most exciting thing coming from Asetek is their upcoming wheelbase. Back in 2021, Asetek bought some IP from Granite Devices, which are the creators of the SimiCube. While many sim racers consider the SimiCube to be the best of the best, there are still improvements that can be made. Asetek looks to be using the blueprints of the SimiCube and making it even better. The reason I chose a Fanatec DD2 over a SimiCube for my personal sim rig is the fact that there's no wires or wireless connection. Okay, I guess it is wireless, but not in the sense that it's using like a Wi-Fi signal or Bluetooth. It's using the pins inside the quick release, so you just clamp it on and that's it. For my personal experience with just wireless devices in general, I tend to always run into issues at some point with the signal integrity not always being at its greatest, and I also didn't want to deal with a coiled cable from my wheel flapping around. Fanatec's ecosystem means I only need to run one software, Fanalabs, to run all my gear and make quick adjustments. I've seen creators like Boosted Media say he has a whole like flight sequence startup to get all his programs running, and sometimes he'll forget one and then you have to restart everything. So everything being more simplified, there is definitely a benefit to that. The downside to Fanatec has always been their pretty lackluster quick release. It's been a pain point for sim racers for a long time, and the QR2 has been coming soon forever it seems.
10 years later.
The SimiCube, on the other hand, does have a rock-solid quick release, but then you have to either use that coiled cable or a wireless wheel with batteries that have to be recharged. Those are not so elegant solutions that have their limitations. That's where Asetek comes in. They've just announced their quick release that is the best of both worlds from Fanatec and the SimiCube side. A rock-solid quick release that's easy to remove and has connections for data and power. Sim racers rejoice! Now, something I'd like to see on top of that is a USB pass-through connector built into the quick release that you could use with aftermarket wheels. Similar to this Fanatec wheel and podium hub, you could run a short USB cable right to the quick release and power, whatever aftermarket wheels you already own. Another criticism of the Fanatec podium hub is you need it in order to use your wheelbase in the first place, but also you can't use aftermarket wheels plugged into it directly, so you're still going to either have to use a wireless connection or that long coiled cable. Well, I think this would be great for the sim racing community, especially people that already have several different wheels. Asetek might not want to cannibalize their own wheel sales when they come out with some in the future, but I also think that would make people that already have several wheels more likely to get their wheelbase. Ultimately, it's up to Asetek to decide how open they want their ecosystem to be, but I do think it's a great opportunity to earn good faith from consumers over Fanatec. In the announcement video of the quick release, we also get a sneak peek of their prototype wheelbase. There's not much to go off currently, but there is a couple things I wanted to note. First, there's the RGB. Asetek's history in the PC hardware space has clearly rubbed off on their sim racing products. Personally, I would immediately turn that off as it would be distracting and reflective in my sim rig, but I'm sure there's people out there that will absolutely love it. The more important thing that I noticed is that it's lacking any side mounting or front mounting options. Now, it is a prototype and not a final product by any means, but a lot of sim racers use side mount and front mount options for their sim rigs. I have a rig metal sim rig, and while it's nice and solid, the one thing I hate most about it is the giant under tray. And I've been looking at some side mounting options to clear up some leg space. I would also think people running F1 type simulators would greatly appreciate those side and front mounting options as well, so they have as much leg room as possible. Although I think another really cool solution would be offering an extended steering rack. That way you can mount your wheelbase far away and get your screens as close and low as possible. Of course, for the front and side mount, you could always use brackets, but that is an additional cost, and any extra bracket is always another opportunity for flex. But hopefully Asetek has a solution for this, as it's still very early in development. On top of everything, they even have an F1 driver, Kevin Magnussen, that's working with the team to make their simulators as realistic as possible. With everything they're working on and how they're showcasing it to us, I think it's very clear that they're passionate about what they're doing, but they still have a lot to prove, and hopefully they can deliver. Ultimately, more competition in the market means better sim racing gear for us racers. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'd greatly appreciate a like if you did, and if you want to see more sim racing content, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you guys are most excited for in the sim racing scene, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.